Okay, so it's not Wednesday, but I wanted to make this video because I was pretty excited about this book that I got and I want to share it with you guys. And I just got it this week, so for all intents and purposes, it's backwards on your screen, so I'll just read it. It says the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook, the 5th edition. I did a video previously just talking about how I've been trying to cope with my own anxiety, and so I guess this is pretty much the follow-up of that. And so I'll just keep this real, keep it raw. But a little bit about me: I work in mental health. As a person, I have attention deficit disorder, which means that I do get restless. But on top of that, I also have anxiety. That's like general anxiety about like social situations, and I've had it for as long as I can remember. I thought it was normal for a person to not be able to go to sleep before the first day of school. I thought it was excitement. It was actually, I was anxious. I didn't know how things would go. And so growing up now, being in my 30s, understanding and appreciating who I am as a person, especially as a Black male, there are situations that can generally cause me anxiety, cause me to have a nervousness, can even cause stress and tension that I carry in my shoulders just because of the way that I feel like things could go. So I got this book. I've been looking through it just a little bit, and as I was kind of reading parts of it, I was like, man, I want to share this with the audience that I've been creating. On a related note, I also started therapy this week, and so we were talking about the anxiety that I have, and one of the things that the therapist mentioned is that because I'm on meds for ADHD, they don't recommend or intend to do like benzodiazepines, things that would generally treat anxiety, like Ativan, Xanax, things of that nature, because they're also a habit forming, like the meds that I take for ADHD. It's not a very good combination. So she recommended just trying to do some of the things that I'm going to present in this video. And so let's get right into it. First, I just want to read the disclaimer that I wrote down. This video is not intended to supplement medical advice or take the place of people who are in need of professional help. I'm a layperson. I am just a person just like you, with experience in mental health, dealing with my own, existence of being a person on this planet Earth, and just trying to, use the things that I'm learning and share them, hopefully in an effort that they might help someone who is on the other side of this camera. So in this book here, it is my hope that the variety of interventions offered in this book will provide you with a wide range of resources to better cope with anxiety in all the forms in which it can show up in these times of change. So for me, I think this is, very poignant because here in Western society, we literally went through, like, in the past 4 years, it was like new president, followed by civil dissidents, followed by ignoring climate change, followed by an increase of police brutality, followed by an increase in racial hate crimes, followed by an increase in natural disasters, followed by a pandemic, and then followed by a new president. So all of those things, those times of change, can cause various anxiety. And then there's, in this book, like a whole chapter heading. And so one of the things that I key in on was, as you can see here, Section 8, self-talk, right there, and backwards lettering, right? Section 8, self-talk. So I looked at that, and one of the things that it highlighted, it gave, as an introduction in this chapter, 2 examples of two people who are in traffic, having differing views of being stuck in this rush hour traffic. One feeling like this is a time for them to relax, to put on some music as there's nowhere place to go. The other person feeling like they're stuck what can they do? They're frustrated and they're wondering how they got in this situation. The point of it being is that the way we think has a lot to do with the way we feel. It looks at it as a equation where there's the external stimulus, there's the integration of the stimulus, and then there's the way that we feel in our reaction. And so I think for me, and perhaps you, a lot of times I react before I'm able to integrate, especially depending on the situation. And my first reaction can often be harmful to my overall mental health. So I know that people often say things like, people can do things, but the way you react is upon you. Sometimes that doesn't feel like the case. In fact, a lot of times for me, that doesn't feel like the case. And so really engaging in what this chapter further had to say was important for me. And another point that it made in regard to positive self-talk was basically saying that it's kind of like counterbalancing the negative talk that I've had, in myself for centuries. And it said that trying to do positive self-talk takes work, and it's gonna become a lot of effort because I have a lot of practice with negative self-talk. I went through my entire teens, actually, with, negative thoughts, with, complete anxiety about myself, hating the way I looked, wishing that I was lighter skinned, wishing that I had a different grade of hair, wishing that I was a cooler kid, and so having such experience with those thoughts, having those in my mind so often, counterbalancing that, changing the way that I think, putting in positive commentary is going to take practice, but it's also extremely important. I've come to think of it as like being on a balance beam. Like basically if I'm in the middle and all these negative comments are on one end, unless there's positivity from me in my head actively to balance that out, then I kind of slide down towards these negative thoughts, and I am then overcome, and that can lead to depression. So where does that leave me in this chapter? It goes through different steps and scenarios and identifies things that I can do to cope as I continue to take in this information and continue on this journey to help support my own mental health. I hope to engage with you guys more in that. I'll be looking for you in the comments. Tell me what you guys think about this. If you want to talk more about the things that I'm learning in this book, if this would also be meaningful to you, if you'd like to know where you can find the book, just let me know below. Hopefully, we'll be able to have more talk on this. Hit that like button. Right now is a really good opportunity to do that. That helps me out a lot. Lets me know that I can continue making content just like this. And I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.